And so I went into Elizabeth's office and I really just cautiously approached 2 points. I said, first of all, it says on our website, and I've heard you say that our coefficient of variation is less than 10%. But I am the employee that runs the experiments to calculate that number. And I have never seen a test come back less than 10%. And for syphilis, our coefficient of variation at our cutoff level was 43%, which meant the standard deviation was 43% of your expected value. That is a lot of variation. And she goes, oh, that doesn't sound right. Like, let's check the website together. Like, as if she didn't know what was on the website. So I went around to her side of the desk and she types in Theranos.com. And literally on the landing page in bold font, it says CV less than 10%. Then smaller writing underneath, it says vitamin D. So she goes, oh, that's only meant to apply to vitamin D. It's not meant to be indicative of our assay performance as a whole. And then I brought up this syphilis test where in the lab, we calculated our sensitivity to be 65%. And we thought that's not good enough. And we essentially tried again. And the second time we got 80% sensitivity. But the validation report stated 95% sensitivity. And this is not a very complicated calculation. This is a simple division problem of 2 numbers, right? And so I asked, like, how did you get a number that is so different than the number we calculate as scientists in the lab? And she said, well, I'll just set you up with the vice president that oversees that team, and he'll explain to you how they did that calculation. So to me, those were 2 reasonable answers. So I left her office and I went back to my desk. And I'm sure she didn't know this, but I had access to the drive that had all of the validation reports. So I opened the validation report for vitamin D, and lo and behold, the coefficient of variation at the 3 different levels we tested were like 19%, 23%, and 20%. Nowhere close to less than 10. Nowhere close. So I knew that she had just really directly lied to my face, or she was truly oblivious. And then I met with this vice president, and he has a PhD in statistics, and he described to me how they calculated this 95%. Word for word. So he told me that they apply what's called an equivocal zone, where the answer is, I don't know. And for those samples, they then test them on third-party equipment, and then they no longer factor into their calculation of sensitivity.